Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the key insights from Timothy Ferriss's beast of a book, Tools of Titans. And look, this isn't just a book to read. It's a playbook, distilled from hundreds and hundreds of interviews with some of the most successful people on the planet. You know, the entire philosophy of the book really kicks off with this powerful idea from Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's crystal clear that greatness just doesn't happen in a vacuum. His own success, he says it stands on a foundation built by his parents, his coaches, and all the mentors who shared their wisdom along the way. And Tim Ferriss took that whole idea of standing on the shoulders of giants and just ran with it. He compiled all the tools, the tactics, the daily routines from this incredible range of elite performers. We're talking everyone from Navy SEALs and billionaire entrepreneurs to chess prodigies and entertainers. So we get this unique chance to learn from all their successes and, just as importantly, from their failures. So if there's one core philosophy you need to get from this, it's that this book is not about prescribing one single path to success. Not at all. It's about giving you this huge toolkit so you can borrow from the best to build your own unique way forward. Ferriss organizes all these tools around three main pillars for a balanced life: being healthy, wealthy, and wise. He actually sees them as a tripod. If one leg is weak, the whole structure gets unstable, right? He argues that real, sustainable success means you have to nurture all three, because strength in one area almost always supports and boosts the others. All right, let's start with the foundation for everything, the mind. Because before you can take any action on the outside, success really begins with these powerful mindsets and mental models that shape how these titans operate day in and day out. This first tool, which comes from entrepreneur Derek Sivers, is such a simple but totally profound filter for making decisions. It's designed to save you from all those lukewarm commitments and half-hearted projects, making sure you only spend your precious time and energy on the things you are absolutely fired up about. Now, here's a fascinating reframe from performance coach Tony Robbins. He suggests that when high achievers say they feel stressed, what they're often doing is just masking a deeper fear. The power in this is that once you identify that fear, you can actually start to deal with it head-on. Investor Chris Sacca offers another amazing mindset shift. He basically argues that authenticity isn't just some fluffy buzzword. It's a real, tangible competitive advantage. The things that make you weird are the very things that make you memorable and valuable in a super crowded world. Okay, another key mental model from the book, one that was popularized by Dilbert creator Scott Adams, is this huge distinction between systems and goals. And honestly, it's a complete shift in how you think about making progress. Think about it this way. Goals are these finite outcomes that often leave you feeling like a failure until the moment you reach the finish line. Systems, though, they're all about the process you follow every day. You get a little psychological win every single time you do your system, which makes everything feel so much more sustainable and way less stressful. So we've looked at the internal game, the mindset. Now let's see how those mindsets actually translate into action. We're talking about the practical and, sometimes very strange daily routines that top performers use to win, the external game. One theme you see over and over is this obsession with the first 60 to 90 minutes of the day. The whole idea is to win the morning before your day gets completely hijacked by emails, notifications, and, everybody else's agenda. For example, Tony Robbins doesn't just wake up, he primes his mind and body for the day. He's got this specific three-step process he calls priming that shifts his state from sleepy to peak performance in less than 10 minutes. It's all about deliberately creating a state of gratitude, healing, and focus. And it's not just about what they do in the morning. The book is just filled with these kinds of unique habits that give these performers an edge. We're talking about things like listening to a single song on repeat for hours to get into deep focus, or having this fundamental belief that failure is temporary, that it's just a data point. These are the small hinges that swing really big doors. Okay, so with literally hundreds of habits, routines, and mindsets in this book, you're probably thinking, how am I actually supposed to use any of this without getting completely overwhelmed? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple. Ferriss is so clear on this point. This is not a one-size-fits-all guide. You are not meant to adopt every single habit. You're meant to treat it like a buffet. You walk through, you see what looks good, and you only try what really resonates with you. In fact, he gives you explicit permission to just throw out most of what you read. The goal isn't for you to become a clone of these titans. It's for you to find that little 10% of the book that feels like it was written just for you. And this right here is the ultimate takeaway. The goal is to become an experimenter in your own life. You test these tools, you combine them in new ways, and you innovate to build a system that works uniquely for you and for your goals. So instead of just passively absorbing all this information, the real question the book leaves you with is this: what one tool, one tactic, or one mindset will you actually put into practice? What's the one small experiment you'll run this week to see if it works for you?